hindi ako marunong magluto, or I tried once and I failed. And I always tell them na that's, if you think your failure is bad, let me tell you how bad it was for me, because I blew up the stove, when I was very young. And nobody can get any worse than that, di ba? Kung nasunog mo yung itlog, okay lang yun. At least di mo pinasabog yung kalan, di ba? Ako, that's the worst thing that can happen. And now I'm a professional chef. So, it was really, I really made sure to put that story in. Kasi I want to tell people, excuse lang yun eh. Failure is just an excuse. Everyone can cook. Now, not everyone can do it professionally, which is why I wrote this book. But everyone can cook. That much is certain.
And you talked about your desire to become a cooking show host at the very young age. That was like a dream, right, Chef?
Yeah, parang initially I didn't really understand what being a chef was. No? So as a kid, what I wanted to do was to host a cooking show. I didn't really understand that, for you to be a good cooking show host, you have to be a good chef. So I didn't understand that. So initially, all I wanted was to be a cooking show host.
And then everything fell into its proper order, right?
Yeah, when I started, when I went to culinary school, that's when it really hit me. It was tremendously difficult. I was away from home for the first time, so everyone was, you were treated pretty badly, as you would in a kitchen in those days. Kasi kitchen behavior has improved slightly over the years, but during that time when I was training, it was really difficult.
Military and the thing.
Yeah, very, very rigid military style. So, so that at that time, it made me really question, do I really want to do this or not, right? Because it made me realize na being a chef is really difficult. It's not what you see on TV na all the ingredients are here, they're all perfect, and then you just slice, kwento, and then you cook. That's not the real thing, no? What you see on cooking shows is already, number one, heavily edited. Number two, there's no time pressure. There's no time constraints. But in a real kitchen, iba. It's really survival of the fittest. You have to be fast, you have to be precise, you have to be organized. So so it took me a while. It took me a while to finally realize na, okay, I don't necessarily want to be a cooking show host.
Now, you went to the Pacific Institute for Culinary Arts in Vancouver, and you spent how many years there, Chef?
It was I spent about a year in Vancouver. No?
Okay.
So this is a vocational course. Okay. So meaning you're expected to already sort of, well, I didn't know, but you're sort of expected to have some sort of experience already when you come in. No?
Well, you did not know, so it was a surprise for you.
Yeah, well, they said naman that you didn't have to, which is true. But if you don't have experience, parang basically you start behind everyone else. No? Yun yung hindi ko alam. So I always tell people now, if you're going to culinary school, you better start holding the knife and start cooking at home before you go to culinary school. True, they'll teach you the basics, but they're not gonna wait for you.
Right.
Kung behind ka sa iba, sorry ka na lang, diba? So yun ang hindi ko alam before when I started.
So there was a prerogative pala. Akala mo the desire is okay na, right?
Yeah, many times we hear this kasi on TV shows a lot, yung passion is very important, which is true. Pero you have to arm your passion with a little bit of knowledge. Hindi pwedeng you're passionate, so you deserve to get this. No, you're passionate, but you have to work to get it. It's not going to be given to you because you want it.
I understand. Now, you graduated with honors, huh? Oh my goodness. Okay,
Well,
okay.
that's the funny part. Let me tell you about the honors that I got. So when I went to the ceremony, the graduation ceremony, I found out na I was gonna get 2 awards. And then nabaduyan ako dun sa award, no? Kasi they always award the best, yung parang valedictorian of the batch. No? And we found out na the valedictorian was from the morning class. I was in the evening class. So, and then they were gonna give me an award, a couple of awards. And I was like, ang baduy naman ng award ko. Hindi man lang best in knife skills, hindi man lang best in flavor or whatever. They gave me an award for outstanding attitude and for perfect attendance. So sa akin, this is like, ang baduy naman ito, parang who wants these awards, no? Parang di ba yan yung mga binibigay mo sa mga nerds or sa mga goody two shoes?
Yeah.
And it would mean nothing to my professional life, no? But I'm sitting here now, over 15 years later in this industry, and I'll tell you the 2 things that are most important to me when I hire people, which is perfect attendance and outstanding attitude.
You see?
So parang it was really, really strange, no? At that time, baduy na baduy ako sa award eh. But now that I'm older and I have people working under me, I-realize ko, what an honor it was to get those awards, no? Kasi yun pala yung talagang importante.
And they are very hard to find from people nowadays, huh?
I think so. I think because of technology, because of more knowledge, it's very hard to humble yourself, to be open to instruction, to be open to how would you say it, reprimands or something like that.
Yeah. And you love your professors there, right? Your instructors were very kind to you, huh?
Well, they weren't very kind to me. Pero behind the scenes, the farther removed I am from school, the more I realized that they were really looking out for me. Sometimes kasi when you're in the situation, you don't notice. No? Every day sinisigawan ka. They say bad things about you. They refuse to eat your food. Alam mo yun, like you feel bad. You feel like they really don't care for you, no? But it's a little bit of a culture shock, no? Kasi tayo, lalo na Pinoy, but most Asians, but mostly Pinoy, we take everything very personally. We think that everybody is family, so everything they say is like something your family would say.
Pusong mamon tayo, pusong mamon, tama ba? Oo.
And in the West, it's not the same, no? In the West, it's when we do work, this is what I tell you. But outside, we're okay.
Right.
So it's a little bit of a cultural shift. No? Kasi what's important is that when I was treated, like when I was being shouted at, when food was being sent back, there was never any element of abuse. No? It was always with the purpose to make me better.
Yeah.
Kasi yun yung, actually, that's something na I want to clarify with people. No? Kasi minsan sa kusina, maraming sigawan. Now, there's 2 kinds. No? Minsan, yung naninigaw, may purpose yan dahil gusto kanyang turuan or gusto kanyang bilisan. Like, for example, me, sometimes I shout in the kitchen. The reason why I shout in the kitchen is I want to break your... Minsan naka-daydream ka, no? Naka-cruise control ka. So, naghihiwa ka at a certain pace, tapos nagda-daydream ka. Pag sumigaw ako, magigising ka eh. Mag-iiba yung rhythm mo kasi nagkaroon ng jolt, no? So, that's the reason why I shout.
Right.
But there are other chefs that really just shout to abuse you. So, you have to be able to differentiate. There's abuse and then there's tough love. So, the problem is how you differentiate. Yun ang problema.
And one of the toughest times of your kitchen life was when you were training in the restaurants in Vancouver, right?
Yeah. So our school is actually a restaurant. So much of our schooling is really working in the restaurant. So it's not really. I mean, yung classroom time namin was maybe an hour. And then the rest of the time you're working.
Hands-on
talaga.
All right. Okay.
Kaya we could get away with, not doing the 4-year course is because wala na kaming wala na kaming sinayang na oras. Talaga tinapon na lang kami sa
Okay, so that was your Vancouver days. When you got back home, you did not start working in the kitchen right away. You were doing odd jobs, catering to friends, right?
When I came in, it was late 2004.
Yeah.
No, actually, late 2004, almost early 2005. So the restaurant scene was not as lively as now, no?
Iba.
Iba talaga. Like then, when you graduated from culinary school, your hope is to get into one of these big hotels, and there weren't a lot of hotels to begin with, no? So it was very difficult to get in. So and I didn't want naman to lose my skills, no? So I started working as a caterer, as a private caterer. Meaning I'll just tell me what you want and then we'll do it. It's not like yung catering na this is our menu, take it or leave it. So mine was always like tailored to what you needed. And then I would cook where you were, no? Not cook here and then bring the food there.
The politics of the kitchen, you learned that from some of the experiences that you had, right? Working, for example, the Tower Club, among others.
Yes, there is politics in the kitchen, lalo na if it's not a well-run kitchen. No? So, that's why I wrote it in the book, no? Because there's a big possibility that you would get into a kitchen that has politics.
It's a reality, chef.
Yeah, there are good kitchens na wala yun, no? So it really stems from management. So the problem kasi is, if you foster an environment where kanya-kanya, pagalingan, diba? Some people love to say that, let the cream rise to the top, diba? That's not true, kasi magpapatayan kayo dahil syempre, if only one will be rewarded, or if you run the kitchen like a dictator, then everyone's going to try to win your favor.
Yeah.
Diba? So may sabotahe dyan. No? So that's a real thing. No? Again, not to discourage people from this industry, but if you want to be a chef, you have to be prepared. No? Merong mga taong magsasabotahe ng career mo so that they can be better. So you have to watch out for that. No? So bad kitchens foster that kind of environment. Sige nga, sino sa inyo yung pinakamagaling? Instead of lahat kayo, if one fails, all of you fail. And if one succeeds, all of you succeed. Yun dapat yung pagpapatakbo.
Chef, that's the reason why I love your book so much, is because in culinary schools, they will not teach you these things. In this book, I just realized, wow, the politics of it all, the dangers of the kitchen, and the fun, right? And then here goes the time where you got into the contest. Let's talk about the contest, right?